Good evening, everybody. Welcome to kind of a new look. PatFacts. Patrick here, Pat on your back, personal fitness. StreamYard has done some upgrades, some changes, so we thought we'd try a few out tonight and see how they are. So a little different camera shot with some background here. We'll play around with this as we go through and learn more about it and see maybe what we can create just to do some little different feel for it. Maybe change the look a little bit and new beginnings that we talked about a few weeks ago of things. Maybe we can do a little bit of a refresh and an update to what we have going on. So stay tuned for that. There's a few different, again, some features here on StreamYard that we can potentially make use of. So we're going to kind of evolve through that as we can, and again, just try to freshen things up a little bit. So stay tuned for some of those updates as we go through. Tonight, we're going to talk about one form of wellness. Typically here, what we like to do is talk about multiple forms of wellness, because for so long, physical fitness and physical wellness was kind of the focus. We need people to be physically fit, physically well, which is true. But there's so many other forms of wellness that go into someone being well or healthy. And we've tried to broaden our horizons here and our scope and our reach, because all of them are important, not just physical. And we're in the fitness field, there's kind of a conscious effort for the most part of, again, trying to find an overall encompassing wellness sort of goal as opposed to just fitness or just physical. We're looking at recovery, and we're looking at mental health and well-being and these different outlets too. But I thought we'd just kind of dial it back a little bit tonight and really focus on physical fitness, because that's, again, most of my background and training, but I am adding more into this as we go. And as we mentioned before, all of our systems aren't really singular. We talk about them individually: physical wellness, mental wellness, spiritual wellness, financial wellness, whatever the case may be. But in reality, our systems are all intertwined, and one can impact another both positively and negatively. So the idea being here is, because we're kind of a fitness based program and wellness, if we focus on the physical fitness and can maybe clean up or improve some of our physical fitness, our physical wellness, then again, by association and things being so intertwined and connected, that has to have an impact on our other kind of pillars of wellness, if you will. So then again, if we can bring all of those up a little bit, that's going to improve our overall well-being and our overall feeling, which again will help us have a better quality of life. So we're going to focus tonight on physical wellness, and kind of 5 key aspects within physical wellness itself. Again, generally we have a more open overall picture of wellness and all the components we want to get better, and that's still kind of the end goal. The goal for tonight is to focus on physical wellness, and if we can improve our physical wellness even just a little bit, that will be, from a byproduct, have impact on our other pillars of wellness: our mental wellness, our spiritual wellness, maybe even our financial wellness could improve. Our relationships will improve, those sorts of things. It'll have a trickle-down effect to those other components, and then maybe we can shift our focus to one of those other entities. Because what I find with a lot of clients, what happens is they get overwhelmed. We're trying to fix or improve, our physical wellness and our mental wellness and finances and professional development. And we're trying to get all these things in order all at once. And sometimes it gets to be overwhelming, and then none of them really improve, or we're too quick to maybe back out because it gets overwhelming or difficult. So if we focus on one thing, that'll give us the benefit of improving that. And then again, from that experience, we can then apply that knowledge to other systems and hopefully improve those so that they'll have an impact on our physical wellness. And again, one impacts the other both positively and negatively. So the more we can have working in that positive area for us, the better off we'll be. And I often do that with clients as well. We'll do an assessment, or they'll bring an assessment to me, and I'll look for what will give them the most health benefit upfront. and that's where we'll focus. Maybe they want to lose a few pounds, or maybe they want to learn to run a 5K or something. But maybe in the assessment, maybe they have back issues and their back bothers them, and they want their back stronger to be able to run that 5K. But you know what? If your back's stronger, maybe you can do your daily activities a little more efficiently, and maybe you can get in the gym more often and run that 5K. It'll help you get that time you're looking for. Or maybe a healthier back will eventually help you shed those few pounds you're looking to, because you can do more, not just in the gym, but again, in daily life. Daily activities are easier to do. You don't need to take that break and recover the back so much if it's stronger. So often look for the area that gives them the most benefit first, and try to explain that to them, that their goal will happen. But let's put this goal first, because it'll have, again, a positive influence on this other main goal, because again, everything is so intertwined. So let's look at it from that component tonight. And again, if you have any comments or questions, if you're here live with us or via recording, please let us know, and we'll do our best to get them out to you. Or maybe some ways you look after your physical wellness and well-being. So the first one goes without saying per se, but a lot of us struggle with this: sleep. Sleep is what most of us need more of. It's what's going to do the most for us, because that's when the body changes. That's when the mind adapts. That's when the muscles get stronger, when we rest and sleep and recover from the work we've done that day. So if have a physically demanding job, if we're at the gym, if we're out for a run, if we're doing a bike ride, if we're on our feet all day, if even mentally, if we're doing complex things or trying to juggle multiple tasks and put out fires and be there to serve people as best we can, we need that time to recover and to regenerate within our mind and our body. That's when we sleep. That's the purpose of sleep, is everything can kind of shut down, where our bodies are almost on kind of an idling kind of phase. Let's say things are still running, but there's no foot on the gas. We're just kind of neutral. So that, again, there's no stressors taking place in the body, or demands put in on the body and the mind. So again, things can repair, things can regenerate, rebuild, and adapt. And that helps us get to our optimal point, again, of performance the next day, because we have that time to recover. So sleep, looking at typically 8 hours is the recommended amount. Again, looking at sleep cycles, knowing a full cycle of sleep is about 1.5 hours, and wanting to sleep until the end of one of those cycles. So thinking of that in terms of how much time you're asleep in the evening. If you're sleeping for 5 hours, you're kind of in between one of those cycles. One would end at 4.5, and the next one would end at 6. So again, knowing a little bit about that and trying to time your sleep as best you can to get through that last deep cycle of sleep, that REM cycle of sleep, getting that deep sleep in, coming out of it kind of gradually, and then waking up. For a lot of people, that helps us feel more regenerated and refreshed, because if we're in the middle of a sleep cycle and our alarm goes off and wakes us up or something else, we've awoken from a deep sleep. And that can cause that kind of groggy feeling, that brain fog that sometimes we wake up with, even though maybe we did have a long night's sleep, we still feel tired and sleepy and groggy. That could be part of that. So keeping that in mind when you plan your nighttime routine and your sleep time and your awake time the next morning, keep those 1.5 hour cycles in mind, and try your best to, again, wake up at the end of one of those rather than in the middle of it when you're in the middle of that deep sleep. So sleep is super important. Again, having a nighttime routine so the body knows that sleep is coming. So again, things will start to wind down and shut down. And think back to when you were little. There was a routine. Maybe you had a bath or a shower, brush your hair, brush your teeth, pajamas on, maybe read some stories, then go to bed, go to sleep. We still should have something like that, but we get out of it. We think it's for kids and not for us. But really, there should be a bit of a routine to our nighttime as well. We see again, my window's this way, so I point this way. The sun goes down, it starts to get dark. That signals to our brain that it's getting close to time to sleep. Things should be shutting down in the body and starting to wind down to gear up for that kind of, again, that idling state. The blue light from screens and things interrupts that a little bit or confuses it as well. So sometimes it's tricky to get into that actual routine. So typically an hour or two before bed, they recommend putting screens away and not being exposed to that light as much as you can. So that, again, you can go through that actual rhythm of getting ready for bed. And then again, maybe it's a shower, maybe it's cleaning up, maybe it's taking out pen and paper, maybe jotting down what's on tap for tomorrow. Do you have a to-do list ready? Do you have some meetings coming up? Do you have some things you need to get done? Do you have some things on your mind? You get out your notepad, maybe jot those down. That little brain dump can clear our mind and help us get to sleep. Otherwise, our brain's bouncing everywhere, and we don't want to forget these things. If they're on paper, that's my paper for today, we know in the morning they'll be there and we can pick it up and look at it. So we don't have to worry about remembering everything and trying to keep it organized. So again, our brain can settle. Reading before bed is great practice. Something I need to do a little more often. But when I do read before bed, my typical choice is fiction. I enjoy fiction. I enjoy kind of mystery novels. I find for me fiction is nice because I get into the book and my imagination kind of takes over, and I try to picture the characters and hear the voices and do that sort of thing. Sometimes I find if I read a book, maybe like this, that's more professional development based, then sometimes that gets kind of the sparks going. The juice is flowing a little bit. Oh, maybe I could do this, or I could add this program, or maybe I could add this to PatFacts, and it kind of gets things thinking a little bit. Sometimes that makes it, in the end, a little trickier for me to get to sleep. But with fiction, I find I can really escape into the book a little bit. So again, it shuts off the outside kind of noises and distractions. So then when I put the book away, it's a little easier for me to get to sleep. I'm not much further removed from things that kind of get the brain going. I'm not much closer to an idling state. So again, thinking of your nighttime routine and even your morning routine, that's going to set the day up for you to hopefully have the success and have the energy, do the things you want to do that you put down on your to-do list. That again, you get those things accomplished, and then you get it back into that nighttime routine the next night. The two, again, kind of bookend our sleep. They set our day up for success so that hopefully at night we can get into that routine and get a good night's sleep. And they take us into the night with a good night's sleep so we can wake up refreshed, regenerated, and ready to attack the day and make that progress toward our goals and what it is we're trying to accomplish. So look at your morning routine, look at your nighttime routine, and try to find some ways to make them work for you. Set up some kind of routine and practice so that, again, your body kind of knows when to come down and get to that idling state at night, foot off the gas. And then in the morning, it knows to gradually put the foot on the gas and accelerate with that routine. It kind of gets us going and gets us amped up. So sleep is the first of the 5 components of physical wellness. The next one is eating well. So that's how we fuel our body, right? We get a good night's sleep. With our rest, we regenerate, we reprocess. We need to use our muscles and our mind throughout the day to do certain tasks or workouts or activities or our jobs, whatever the case is. We need to fuel the body to perform optimally, again, our muscles and our mind. So doing our best to eat as well as we can. And typically we try to mention maybe an 80-20 rule of doing as best we can 80% of the time. And then there's a little leeway there if things kind of slip up. We want to have a treat here and there. We've kind of built up that good foundation of healthy foods, and then we can enjoy those things as well. So we just do our best, make good choices, trying to pack your lunch, which is difficult, but trying to food prep and pack a lunch as opposed to going out all the time saves you money, financial wellness, and it's a little better for us because you know what you're putting into your body. But if you go somewhere, just try to make the best choices possible. That's all we can really do. Making sure that with that too, our water intake is good. We're staying hydrated. We're drinking water throughout the day, with our meal, before, during, and after workouts. Really, again, all throughout the day. Getting up in the morning, getting some water in our system right away to, again, get things moving. Our cells need water to do some of the processes they do. Keep that water in your body, helps your muscles stay loose, helps things stay a little less tense as well in the body. It can help with that fluid in the body, can help relax things as well. So hydration throughout the day as much as you can. And again, make healthy choices as best as possible with eating well. So think of things to fuel the body and energize the body itself. And then again, that should complement the sleep. We feel our body good for the day. We have the energy we need. And then that energy and some of those things we store in the body can be used at night to help with that recovery and that routine. The third one we're going to chat about physical activity. So obviously one of my favorite parts of physical wellness is physical activity. So notice it's activity, not necessarily exercise. So you could use both here, but keep in mind they're not the same thing. Exercise generally is more intense with a specific kind of outcome. Training cardiovascularly, getting stronger, so I'm going to lift weights. Physical activity is more about moving the body and not being sedentary. So it could be going for a walk or maybe a jog, but it could also be gardening. It could also be doing some things around the house, maybe some house cleaning things that you haven't been looking forward to. But again, maybe we come back to that kind of two birds, one stone, being efficient. Maybe we can clean up a little bit and also get some extra physical activity in without having to make time for going out for a walk or doing certain things, which are great for us. But again, if we can condense a couple things together, make more efficient use of our time, we get some things accomplished. We feel good about ourselves that way. Pat on your back. We get some physical activity in that helps us feel better. Pat on your back. And we check off more boxes that way and make more use of our time without necessarily trying to multitask, but we're just making efficient use of our time and checking off two boxes, getting two goals accomplished kind of at the same time when it permits. It's a task to get done, and it involves physical activity. It's not trying to be physically active and trying to do this at the same time. We kind of take advantage of the environment for ourselves. So again, things around the house, going for walks, bike ride, being outside, moving a bit, doing some stretching. All these things are physical activity, walking the dog. So again, it's a little, typically a little easier per se to fit physical activity into our lives than maybe exercise. We can go outside for a little walk around the block. We can take our dogs for a walk. Again, we can maybe do some gardening or some yard work that needs to be done. Probably doing stuff that we don't classify it as physical activity, but it's things that need to get done, daily things like maybe sweeping the floors up and putting some things away, folding laundry, putting it away, carrying your laundry basket up from the laundry room. All those things, again, add up as physical activity. So the more we can do of that, the better it is for us. It doesn't have to be a 1 hour block of cardio or strength training. Our results are cumulative. Our progress is cumulative. So it could be a 20-minute maybe workout in the morning. It could be a 5-minute walk. It could be a half hour of doing some gardening, some weeding, getting things ready for fall in the backyard, doing some of those seasonal changes that are coming up for our landscaping and things like that. Again, all these things add up through the day. Parking far away in a parking lot if you're going to get groceries or do some shopping. Park far away and walk to the store across the parking lot. All those steps add up throughout the day. Those little things make a big difference. Getting up from your desk and walking to the photocopier to pick up your printing. Walking to your colleague's office to say, hey, do you have a minute to go over this thing, as opposed to calling them or emailing them. Or, hey, how about at lunchtime, we go for a little walk around the block and just discuss that thing we're going over today. Again, it's an active meeting. Some active, two birds, one stone. You get that meeting in, and you're not stuck in chairs very still. You're out, you're moving. You get some oxygen in, maybe some fresh air if you're outside. That'll help you think clearer. That'll help you make better decisions. That'll help you respond better to maybe what's going to be discussed at the meeting. And again, all these things add up to have better productivity, better results, and better wellness for you to keep going forward. So try to find different ways to sneak in some physical activity. And again, if you have any tips or anything you do to maybe boost your physical activity, let us know. I know some of you mentioned maybe being more active getting to work, biking to work or walking to work because work's close by. So you do some things like that. Some people will walk or bike to the gym and build in a bit of a warm up that way if it's close. Do the workouts and then bike or walk home to again get kind of that extra physical activity, those little extra add-ons of steps and movement. Again, all that stuff adds up. It creates that momentum snowball that we like to talk about here. As you give it a little push downhill, those little things can give it more momentum and keep it moving forward and help you progress more towards that goal as well. So we've had sleep, eating well, physical activity. The next one we're going to talk about is hygiene. So thinking about just taking good care of yourself. I've seen research kind of papers put out that people who brush and floss their teeth, I think it was maybe floss, but at least brush and floss, if not maybe even just flossing per se, they would still do both, but have less chance of having a heart attack or cardiac problems later on in life. Because if you're taking the time every night to make sure you're flossing those teeth and doing that thing that none of us really like to do, that means you're putting yourself in that priority spot that you deserve to be in. You're taking good care of yourself. And if you're taking that good care of your oral health and your teeth, chances are more likely that you're taking better care of yourself overall. You're putting good fuel into your body. You're being physically active. You're getting sleep. You're hydrating, all those things. So hygiene and taking care of ourselves, making sure, again, that we're just little things that maybe showering, shaving, brushing teeth, flossing, all those little routines, keeping up on those. Because, again, it's self-care. It's taking care of ourselves. And if we maybe have a little, make sure we have a like clean, neat appearance, for some of us, that'll help us boost us up a little bit. We'll feel a little more confident and better about ourselves if our appearance is just cleaned up a little bit. We don't have to get super fancy, but at least being clean and just, again, taking care of ourselves like we generally would, it creates that habits. It creates those accomplishments of knowing, hey, you know what? We talked about this during COVID. For some people, getting up and getting into the shower was a win for them that day because they weren't working and things were going wrong and news was negative and it was tough. Sometimes that's a good win. Sometimes that's a check in the box, like we say about making your bed first thing in the morning. It's a check in the box. You've accomplished something that creates momentum. If you get up, make your bed, have a shower, shave, clean, do your hair, maybe trim your nails, whatever, have breakfast, brush your teeth, floss, mouthwash. Look at all those things you just did all early in the morning, before lunchtime. You got all those things accomplished. Plus, you went through a morning routine. So again, we set up victories and wins, accomplishments for ourselves, and that breeds momentum to continue on and to accomplish more things and to try to attack more things and have more tasks accomplished throughout the day. We give ourselves a little bit of a push down that hill, getting that momentum rolling. So thinking of hygiene as part of that. And again, if you're taking good care of yourself, you're more likely to spend more time taking some physical activity in. You're more likely to eat better because you're taking care of yourself, eating better, where it's better for your hair, your skin, and your nails, and your teeth. It's better being physically fit. It helps your hair and your nails and your skin, your teeth, and having, again, it's just that routine of taking care of yourself usually breeds into other outlets of taking better care of ourselves. So again, just like this will impact mental wellness, these 5 components will all impact each other. So the more we can work on one and have them all kind of firing for us, we'll see that much more of an improvement, which again will further help those other pillars of wellness that we're hoping to impact down the road as well. And the last one for tonight that we're going to chat about is relaxation. So with this one, what we want to relax, we need to relax. Well, what I'd like to maybe encourage you to do is something I'm trying to work on a little bit more, is being purposeful with my relaxation. So for a lot of us, it's super easy to grab this and scroll. Oh, I just need to relax. I just need 20 minutes. I'm just going to scroll and go through, look up some funny things, watch some reels, some TikToks, whatever. And I'm just going to zone out for a bit and just relax. Now that does get you away from things, but it's just temporary. And as we mentioned, the screen can mess up, the light from the screen can mess up your sleep patterns, your routines that way, your nighttime routines. And there's potential to get into some of that more negative stuff, the news, the events, different things that are going on, some soliciting, maybe some untrustworthy advice, just random things that show up. For some reason, I get like red lights or a lot of dash cam videos all of a sudden of people nearly missing each other at red lights or trucker driver accidents and stuff. I have no idea why they started showing up. But I had to be careful to not kind of engage them, because then more come, and then that's more of that negative kind of thing that sucks you in, as opposed to at least trying to look at some lighthearted things or some fun things, or again things that will serve you and help build you up. But the challenge is to be a little more purposeful again with our relaxation, booking some time in where, again, maybe a few hours before bed, we're not engaged in TV and the news, we're just reading. We come back to our nighttime routine that can incorporate our relaxation, where maybe we're sitting and reading for half an hour to an hour. Maybe we're having a bath and reading in the tub for a bit. Again, combining a couple things, making the most of your time, but we're getting relaxation, we're getting some time away, we're de-stressing, and that nighttime routine again really ramps up to help us unwind and get towards that idling kind of stage. Things like self-care, like massage, chiropractor, physio, those types of things can fall under this relaxation, or the hygiene as well, depending on what it is you're looking to do. But really self-care is kind of on the last two. But book in times to relax, book in times during your day to, again, physical activity could be part of your relaxation. You know, a nice walk outside, you're moving around, you're outside in nature, getting some fresh air, maybe some vitamin D, maybe you're outside in a place like my background here, a field. This was kind of a field leading into a trail walk. So you can maybe see some wildlife, different things. Maybe it's relaxing because you're away from things, kind of maybe more mentally relaxing, even though your body is being physically active. And then maybe when you get home, you can physically relax with maybe, again, having a bath, doing some stretching, maybe get out the massage gun or the foam roller and do some things that way. But book some of those things in and find things that help you relax and make time for some of them. Sometimes for me, it's getting my phone, putting on headphones and listening to some good music. And I just sit and listen to the music, or I lie in my bed and listen to music for a little bit, just to, again, get away from things. I get lost in the beats and that sort of thing and enjoy hearing those. And some of the different, with headphones, you hear a lot of little different background instruments or sounds that producers put into songs and stuff, which I find it really interesting. So for me, sometimes that's a way to relax. A podcast, a book, again, a bath, a walk, being outside, maybe just going out and sitting, leaving your phone inside, go sit on a patio or something. And again, just take time to breathe and relax and just to turn everything off for just a little bit. And again, the more we can do this, the more of an impact it'll have on the other components that we're looking to improve as well. Because as we mentioned, we went through 5 different kind of aspects of physical wellness, but again, they're all impact each other, and they're all intertwined when you really kind of think about it. So for relaxing, again, that helps start the body and getting some of that recovery done. If we're eating well, we have the fuel to do the work we need to do. We have fuel to be physically active. If we're physically active, we'll want to and need to drink a little bit more. We'll want to have that rest in the evening. We'll be more tired when the evening comes because we've expended more energy. So all these factors, again, are intertwined with each other. Again, maybe out of these 5, maybe you just pick one for now, the one that you're having the most trouble with. Okay, let's work on this one. Let's get this one sorted out. Let's get my sleep sorted out. I'm only sleeping 4.5, 5 hours a night. My bedtime's different every night. When I wake up, I fall asleep on the couch. I wake up, whatever. Okay, so let's take that. Let's focus on that for the next, maybe say a couple weeks, 30 days even. Let's take the time. Let's create a nighttime routine. Think about what we should do. You can look them up. Todd Durkin talks about them. One of our mentors here. There's quite a few. Brendan Burchard has nighttime routines. Tim Ferriss, I'm sure, does too. Robin Sharma. There's a lot out there. So do some looking, do some research. Again, follow up with me if you have questions or aren't sure what to look for, and then pick something that you think fits best for you. Create it, try it for a bit, and then evaluate it. If it's not helping, not working, not quite right, tweak it. Same thing with the morning routine. Nighttime routine, morning routine sets up your day, which should set you up for the nighttime routine that following evening. So work on a nighttime routine, a morning routine, and then when you have those set up, apply them, put them in practice, and see what happens, see how you feel. And then when you have your sleep wellness sort of intact, your sleep patterns, your sleep routines, then look to the next thing. Okay, you know what? I'm not drinking enough water. I'm getting enough sleep now, but I don't think I'm drinking enough water. Okay, let's work. How can we find ways to get you more hydrated, drinking more water, to have it more of an automatic thing? And that's what we want all of these really to become our automatic things, habits ways of life that we follow every day, then again, one will help the other. But if we're getting if we clean up that sleep, we're probably more apt to drink more water because we're feeling better, but we have maybe more time to the day, or we wake up more energetic, so we don't maybe reach for coffee or other things. We grab water to get us going because maybe we're going to be physically active first thing in the morning. So again, getting that one thing in place and that one system kind of rolling, getting that momentum, again, will have impact on the other four. And then again, that'll have impact on the other pillars outside of that. So again, once we get that kind of first domino to go, the rest will follow behind it. So that's my challenge to you, is look at those 5 components of physical wellness we chatted about. Pick one that you want to improve on. Maybe it's just a little bit. Maybe you're doing okay. Think, you know what, if I could really dial in my sleep patterns, if I could dial in my healthy eating, that'll make a big difference for me. Pick that one, focus on that one, work forward with it, and just wait to see the other dominoes fall. Once you get that first one over, that momentum gets building, and you want to take better care of the other elements. You want to engage more in them and have better physical wellness, which again will carry over into our other pillars of wellness as well. So again, if you're here with us tonight live, if you're catching this on recording, we appreciate you being here. First of all, thanks for always tuning in, but love to hear from you in the chats. What component are you going to pick to either really try to improve on, or again, maybe just to tweak to take that next step that you need in your journey towards your goals? And please share this if you know someone who maybe isn't quite there, or is trying to get the ball rolling on their goal accomplishment, or maybe their physical wellness. Maybe this is something that can give them a little bit of some ideas and a little bit of a jump start and a little boost to get them going as well. So please feel free to share this with your communities as well. That's it for tonight, gang. Thanks so much for being here. Again, hopefully we enjoyed the new layouts. Like I say, we'll play around with these as we go. Nice to maybe have a little fresh appearance, a little touch up to PatFacts itself. So have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back here next week, same time, same Pat channel. Until then, always make yourself the priority that you deserve to be by striving to be operationally fit. Stay safe, take care. We'll see you next time.